Wait, so hold on. You're telling me that the people who hurt children were also providing them the textbooks in their schools?
Did you know that the standardized textbooks of our American education system were all published by Ghislaine Maxwell's father? He owned a company called Pergamon Press. Anyways, this is my driver.
Yep, as of course, the world is not run on Duncan. It's run by child predators out there that clearly are still in charge. Now, today's a very big day, a very big anniversary day for Donald Trump that luckily is not taken out during this 1 year anniversary, but the conversation that's happening right now is politically devolving and taking out his career here as the President of the United States doubled down and created a Truth social media post that is just breaking the minds of many people. Now, there's two groups of people that are kind of created and bifurcated through this Truth social media post. There's also a Twitter post by Kash Patel talking about how the conspiracy theories are wrong here. Lots of stuff to get into in this particular video. And again, I'm talking to my sources, I'm talking to my friends, I'm talking to the people that I know close to this matter and close to this situation. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. And it looks like it's only going to devolve from here and get that much worse. As of course, and listen, what we tell you as honestly as we can here. We're not here to patty cake you here. We're not here to placate. We're not here to kiss your butt. We're not here to brown nose. We're here to tell you the truth. If you appreciate that, subscribe. Click the notification button. As of course, the official version of events are not that reliable from what we're being told here. And this Epstein saga, far more bigger than a lot of people thought it would be. Now, today is the 1 year anniversary of Donald Trump surviving the assassination attempt against him. But the conversation, though, is still centered around what in the world is going on with this Epstein saga. You know, this is a significant anniversary. This was a day that will, live forever in history. And again, I'm extremely happy that this whole situation didn't unfold like a sinister group of individuals wanted it to be exposed here. Now, some people would call those sinister group of individuals Iranians. I would say the people who say that are absolutely idiots, dumbasses, propagandists, warmongers, warhawks, neocons, bloodthirsty demons that are just trying to sacrifice as many children as they can and people when they can at the altar. But I think there's a correlation here. This is just me, and I'll give my theory here, but I think there's a correlation with the actual sinister group of people that tried to take out Donald Trump and potentially what could be happening here. All right, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, particularly probably at the end of this video. If you want to skip to that, you can here. But this is the Truth Social post, a very long post here by President of the United States that started off his statement saying, "What's going on with my boys?" And in some cases, girls. They're all going after Attorney General Pam. Yeah. As of course, Donald Trump came out and said, "Yeah, hey, mic check. I'm with Pam Bondi." As there was a media effort trying to throw her under the bus. There was a very significant media effort with all the talking points, with all of the orchestrated puppeteers. And I'm taking lists of who's who and who's saying what, who's in line to who. As Pam Bondi's releasing information against Bongino, Bongino's releasing information against Pam Bondi, and there's leaks upon leaks. Now, why are people mad about Pam Bondi? Well, she's a prosecutor. She's extremely careful with the details, with her words. She's very well media crafted, and you're telling me that she just fumbled the biggest story of the decade as a prosecutor, as someone who pays close attention to detail? Get the hell out of here. As she told us, tens of thousands of videos of Epstein hurting children, and I confirmed with my sources. Now they're saying, no, he just downloaded some stuff on the internet. No. I confirmed with my other sources. Actual videos of Epstein hurting children. Now, if there's Epstein hurting children, there's other people hurting children too. Okay, they had the hard drives. As Donald Trump says, Bondi is doing a fantastic job. Really? really? I think she does an awful job. I thought the effort to scapegoat her, she still might get like thrown under the bus here because this is not going away. And I think the more this evolves, the more of a dangerous situation this becomes. And this is nothing to gloat about. I told you about. No, this is dangerous. This is awful. This is horrible. I did another video where I did a walk and talk around TPUSA. Man, it's not looking good. Donald Trump. We're on one team. MAGA. I thought it was MAGA. And I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration. The talk of the world and selfish people are trying to hurt it. No, we're not trying to hurt it. We're trying to make sure more children don't get hurt. We're trying to make sure that there's justice for the actual children here. But then Donald Trump kind of goes on here. And this is where this long, kind of convoluted, kind of run-on entire diatribe becomes very worrying, extremely worrying here, because he's essentially saying now, don't waste your time on this anymore, as Michael Tracy puts it. Nobody cares about this. And he says that the files are written by the radical left. What? What? We're going to get into that in a little bit. Before we do, we want to remind you to sign up to lookunfiltered.com, 20 cents a day. Click right here, and then you get access to really cool, awesome meetups. We just did a really incredible one down in Milwaukee, which was really, really fun. I want to do more nature hikes. I want to do more range days. I talked to one of the members here at the TPUSA SAS event, and he's like, we should do like scuba diving. I'm like, that's a little advanced, bro. But we are probably going to be doing a beach day in Miami soon. So if you are in South Florida, want to come down and meet great people. The last meetup was awesome. It was so awesome. It was so humbling. It was so incredible being able to look into the eyes of our members, get to know them. I had a massive headache. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to pull through. I don't believe in pain medications either. Listen, I had so much fun. That's the type of community building you guys build by signing up. You get access to me. I got to check the members chat. I've been so busy during this conference, I haven't been able to check the members chat, but you get access to me one-on-one directly. The communication, the conversation is awesome and incredible. On Telegram, you get access to me one-on-one right there, plus amazing offers of value. Just make sure to check your spam box, and by signing up, you become a member of this kind of independent media organization. 13 plus years of videos centered around helping you become the strongest, most amazing version of yourself. I'm going to make another video, I think, just going down the deeper rabbit hole, because there's some stuff that I can't expose here. For members of lookunfiltered.com, I'm going to make another video about how to potentially survive the AI apocalypse. It's not looking good for a lot of people out there. And just a bundle of positive news here. Because, of course, people deserve a reality call. A lot of people are just like living in delusion. Lots of people are just living in a place where they believe in fairy tale. We'll get to those people in a little bit here. But listen, Donald Trump then goes on. This is big here. This is crazy here. Nobody cares. What? I'm talking to everybody here at the TPUSA conference. We care. We care significantly about Epstein. Everyone does. And it's the elephant in the room that some people bring up. Other people are like, no, we're winning. Look at the memes. And I'm like, bro, there's no going back from this. The ship is sinking, and Trump is becoming more and more like Gollum with that ring of Sauron on. That's the troubling part here, okay? Because the longer you keep that ring, the more you try to extort, the more you have that power, unethical, illegal, Luciferian power, the more that power consumes you. And to say that now this is just a waste of time, no, it is not. More children are being hurt here now, because these guys, these predators are still out there. Now, this is the notion here that really confused me here, because Donald Trump said, and his administration, his DOJ say, there is no list. There's no blackmail, there's no extortion, he took himself out, no list. Case closed, go home. And now we're saying, there is a list, but it was written by the leftist lunatics. Yep, yep. I'm like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? And now he's talking about all over a guy who, quote, never dies. Jeffrey Epstein. People are saying, people who are like boomer QAnon, people are saying, he's saying Jeffrey Epstein's still alive. Listen, there's a big probability that he probably is. He's saying, for years, it's Epstein, over and over again. Yeah, because he's never held accountable for the actions. And his gang and his crew and the people he hung out with were never held accountable for hurting small children. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama? What? Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers of the criminal Biden administration. Now, hold on. You're lumping in two administrations now. You're making this too convenient because there's going to be a lot of bootlickers, Kool-Aid drinkers that don't have any self-respect for themselves. That are going to be like, oh, it was Obama and Biden and Hillary and Brennan, all of the bad people we hate, all of them, they did it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's release the list and let's litigate it. And if Obama and Clinton, who again is implicated in the Epstein list, all right? Bill Clinton ditched the Secret Service multiple times. If it's really Clinton and Obama, right? And they're doing this in a way that's manipulative and illegal and extortive and manipulative, arrest them for extortion. Arrest them for destruction of evidence. Collect all the data, collect all that information, make a plea to the general public, be like, listen, they tampered and they protected adult predators. But if that was the case, you're telling me Donald Trump would not say that? You're telling me that wouldn't be the first thing that he says? Because now you have a layup. Now you have clear criminal case here. Why didn't you say that from the beginning? Why did you lie to us? Why did your administration and you, fully backing Pam Bondi, supporting her, lie to us and tell us, hey, now it's all Brennan, it's all Obama, it's all Hillary. No, you protect. This means if your story is true, which is not, it's a bunch of horse-ish. You're telling me you protected Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Brennan, and Obama? You're telling me that instead of holding them criminally accountable for criminal actions that you're now accusing them of, you said, I'll protect you, bro, and I'll fall on the sword, and I'll lie to my base, and I'll tell them. There's nothing to see here to protect Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Get the hell out of here, man. That is not believable here. That is not believable here at all. And he's talking about they created the Epstein files just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier. Okay, who did it exactly? And let's get them in jail. Let's get them to testify. Let's get them to release all the information. Let's find out. But listen, if they have all the data and information about predators, I don't care if they're if they're Republican predators that are still hurting children, they deserve to go to jail. You're still admitting here you're protecting and harboring predators, which is not good because of political power. Once you protect predators for political power, you lost the plot. You lost the plot and you're evil. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. This is the perfect kind of analogy here to what's going on here. And then he says, let Pam Bondi do her job. What job? She's not doing her job. If she was the Attorney General of the United States and she was able to do what she wanted to, she would do what she promised she was going to do. She's not doing her job because she's allowing some of the biggest predators in the world to walk scot-free and to continue to hurt children. Sarah Stock here said, worst thing I have ever heard from him. Bro is trying to convince us that Epstein is a Democrat psyop. Peak boomer energy. Yeah. Elon Musk responded to this, so did Alex Jones. Seriously, he said Epstein half a dozen times while telling everyone to stop talking about Epstein. Just release the files as promised. Listen, I gotta heart this. I gotta agree. Alex Jones says it all needs to release fast. Watching Trump self-harm is extraordinarily dangerous for the nation and the world. Absolutely, I agree. And then, of course, we have Kash Patel here, who looks like he decided to play ball, who looks like he decided to, of course, say, you know what? I'll fall on the sword for Donald Trump. I want to be in here forever. And I'm going to continue to be here forever. Why? Because, I don't know, power, I guess, is infatuating. As Kash Patel wrote, the conspiracy theories just aren't true. What conspiracy theories are you talking about, Kash? Are you talking about the ones that you were talking about for many years now? Never have been. Really? it seems like conspiracy theorists are batting 100. But that's just my take here. He says, it's an honor to serve the President of the United States, Donald Trump. I'll continue to do so for as long as he calls on me. Showing that, a lot of the rumors about him dropping out here were false. And I think the rumors about Dan Bongino were just trying to save the reputation of Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino lost a lot of money. He's losing his reputation, he's losing his influence, he's losing his money. And again, people underneath here.
The largest scale pederast in human history.
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but he released the names, right?
Yeah, release the names, Cash. Release the names. Why haven't you released the names? Huh? Did the lobbying efforts of all the predators on it work? Yeah, they did. And they came to Donald Trump and said, look, and Cash Patel, listen, he follows orders. He follows orders to a fault, in my opinion here. As Sean Strickland came out and said, hours of videotapes of you saying completely the opposite of this, no one believes you. And this will never be forgotten. And it never will. And this statement here, I just responded, which theory are you talking about here? Because again, being very vague here, being very loose with the words here, isn't helping anyone. Riri Finder says, which one exactly? You're the one spreading these theories not so long ago. And then this you says, so you were a grifter all along? Cat Turd, of course, loved it, of course. This meme here perfectly represents the situation here. Oh, man. Brianna Murillo. Why are we calling it a conspiracy theory when it was a report? That's the kind of rhetoric the left would use. Yeah, exactly. And everyone's here. What conspiracy theories, Cash? Which ones? Okay? Which ones? And people are like, explain all your comments before. Because again, you were the DNI, Director of National Intelligence. Listen, if anyone would know about the Epstein operations, it's the guy directing the intelligence services, okay? Because the intelligence services, they're the ones that also have the files here. MI5, Mossad, who knows, maybe the FSB too, the CIA, the intel agencies. And again, Robert Maxwell was all around these guys. He's the one that's providing textbooks to your children. And he's the one that originally was the originator of this kind of extortion blackmail operation. He met his demise in a weird boating accident. But don't question that. Don't question it. Jean-Luc Bernet, the French Jeffrey Epstein, that guy, yeah, he also mysteriously just passed away in a cell. Did a self-harm, and the cameras just didn't work too. Same exact story. Now we're hearing that Bongino has already left. And if he does, I think he'll be able to save some of his reputation here, but then there's not going to be any justice here ever. If that happens here, that's the signal that's happening here. Matt Walsh here, he just came back from vacation. Worst time to do a vacation. See, I just came back from vacation to learn that Epstein apparently wasn't an international S-trafficker with children, even though he was arrested for being one. There's no client list, even though the Attorney General said she had it on her desk. He did not take himself out, even though the video proving this point was edited. No prominent or powerful people are implicated, even though dozens of them flew on this plane to his Predator Island. And the whole issue doesn't matter. So just move on and never talk about it again. Wow, I'm so glad that's settled. Benny Johnson also. I give Benny Johnson respect here because he's actually done a lot of the important work here, releasing a lot of this stuff here, and he's not buying it. And you got to give respects here because you know there's a bunch of people that just want it. I want to believe it. I really want to believe it. I bet Benny Johnson wants to believe it too. This is not good news. And shouts out to Benny Johnson for having the courage here to speak the truth, because I know it's difficult. And Viva Frey here says, hey, we got to appoint a special prosecutor and investigate everything that just happened and everything that has happened before to find out what's happening here. Obviously, replace everybody, but replace them with better people, which is going to be hard to do. We have to unseal all of the documents. We have to release everything. And again, all of these other people, are like these people here. They're the ones that deserve to be called out here. The Epstein list is the ultimate trump card. And now, this was just a few weeks ago. I hope this means that we can stop talking about this stupid ish. No, we can't. And there's a bunch of them. Bill Mitchell, my goodness, that guy. Ah, man. And so many. We're making a list. You're not really MAGA if you're asking. Come on here. Mark Levin, of course, is saying, oh, the Epstein cooks. No, sorry. That's not going to work here. Keep over. Are you on that list? Riri Finder. I'm noticing a trend here. Robert Bunch still covering for Israel. Listen. Tucker Carlson said it. I didn't say it. Subscribe to LukeUnfiltered.com if you appreciate honest conversations. A lot of people aren't having them. A lot of people are like, I'm so disappointed in some of the people. And I call them out. If you appreciate our honesty, subscribe, click the notification button. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/weare.